How's your Thanksgiving looking? Good evening, America, and welcome back to another episode of Silver Dad Knows. Remember, always live with no edits. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button now, as you're gonna like what I'm about to say. So, just to begin, folks, check out this beautiful, scary piece. Here we have a 1 troy ounce .99939 fine silver round produced by the legendary, you already know it, Intaglio Mint. It is part of the Political Vial collection, specifically the first release in the 4T series titled Treason. The design features a scene depicting Treason seated, holding a sword and draped in an American flag, while Lady Liberty is in his grasp with the sword piercing her chest. So, in a sense, what's going on? Treason is killing America, killing freedom, killing liberty, literally. And then we go to the reverse, classic, featuring the text .999 fine silver, flanked by the mintage year 2023. And then, of course, we see when it was established in 2010. So a teenager mint, a young mint. And currently, if you're lucky, you can still find this piece for under $70 with free shipping. But I absolutely love the Intaglio Mint. Every single month, I find myself getting 1 to 2 pieces specifically from the Intaglio. And then the demand for Intaglio Mint is excessive, folks. Before, this used to be a hobby when I would buy Intaglio Mint pieces. Now it's literally really helping my business because people come out of the woodwork for Intaglio Mint pieces, especially because they're all limited. They're very thought-provoking, and people see these and they're not even fans of silver, but they're going to say, oh my gosh, I want to own that piece. Whether it be this one of the infamous Trump pieces, one of the infamous Elon Musk pieces, one of the other Vial collections. But the Intaglio Mint really does it all. And they make some pretty, again, beautiful pieces, but specifically thought-provoking conversation starters. And this is one of them. Treason. And before we go any further, folks, I want to give a quick shout out. This to my always loyal subscriber. This is Useless Knowledge. In the time of Jesus, 30 pieces of silver were equivalent to the price of a slave and roughly 120 days' wages for labor, which is about 4 months' salary for an average worker. The modern value is estimated to be in the range of several hundred to over $1,000. For the most significant meaning was that the amount was considered a low value compensation for a human life. And so true, so true. Imagine being paid those wages today, especially here in the West. We wouldn't be able to afford a home. We wouldn't be able to afford a car note. We wouldn't be able to afford to invest, let alone support an entire family. There's no way. And I love this comment coming again from Useless Knowledge. He's always spitting fire, but I'm going to repeat it. In the times of Jesus, 30 pieces of silver were equivalent to the price of a slave and roughly 120 days' wages for labor, which is about 4 months' salary for an average worker. The modern value is estimated to be in the range of several hundred to over $1,000, but the most significant meaning was that the amount was considered a low-value compensation for human life. So going back to owning at least 50 to 100 ounces of silver, you do the math. It is how these people were being paid. And if we look around, how are people still being paid? We don't realize it because here in America, people, even still for the most part, get paid very well. You might not think so, but even if you're only making $60,000, $70,000 a year, it's a lot of money compared to the rest of the world. So if you are making 6 figures, pushing 150, pushing 200, not only are you considered well off in the richest country in the world, the United States of America, you're considered wealthy to the rest of the world. And of course, if you're a multimillionaire in real time, which I know a lot of my subscribers are, you're a king. You're a king compared to the rest of the world. And of course, we all know there's only one king ultimately. but this is more metaphorical. This is more, to just have a perception of where we are compared to the grand majority of human beings. Americans have it so good. If only we would just wake up, be grateful, and get back to work. Get back to thriving, not surviving. Because in a world where currencies lose value faster than you can earn them, the blueprint for real financial freedom isn't found in digital promises or bank IOUs. It's found in your hands. The 500-ounce blueprint to financial freedom is a simple, powerful strategy built on a single truth. Wealth you can touch is wealth you can trust. Physical silver has been the backbone of economic stability for thousands of years, going back to the biblical days. A universal form of money that survives every crisis, every recession, and every political failure. When the dollar weakens, debt rises, and inflation chips away at savings, silver stands firm as a true store of value. Owning 500 ounces isn't an arbitrary target. It's just not. It's a strategic one. It's the point where your stack starts shifting from extra savings to real insurance. At 500 ounces, you're holding enough silver to weather multiple, not just one, multiple job losses, economic instability, banking disruptions, and currency devaluation. This is where silver transitions from a hobby to a protective shield. Even if the dollar loses half its value, the intrinsic worth of those ounces remain. Historically, during periods of inflation and monetary uncertainty, silver outperforms cash by preserving and often increasing purchasing power, which we are seeing it do in real time. 500 ounces also gives you options. If silver climbs to just $70 per ounce, we're not far, that stack becomes a $35,000 lifeline. At $150 silver, which many analysts believe is realistic in a future crisis, including myself, you're looking at $75,000 in real, tangible wealth. That's not hypothetical money sitting in a digital account. That's metal you own with no counterparty risk. It can't be frozen, erased, hacked, or inflated into dust. With 500 ounces, you build a buffer that creates choices to wait, to invest, to protect your family, to capitalize on opportunities when others, when most, the grand majority, are panicking. Financial freedom isn't about being rich. It's about not being vulnerable. That's the difference. Most people live paycheck to paycheck, dependent on banks, unstable currencies, and systems that have failed time and time again. Silver gives you independence from all of that. With 500 ounces, you've built an emergency fund that cannot collapse. You've built a hedge against inflation that actually grows stronger as the dollar weakens, which we are all witnessing as stackers in real time. You've built a foundation of wealth that sits outside the reach of financial manipulation. Because that's what it is. And luckily, folks, that manipulation is ending, which is why the price of gold and the price of silver at this point is inevitably going to the moon. What makes silver especially powerful is its accessibility. You don't have to be wealthy to reach 500 ounces. You can build it slowly, intentionally, over months or years. Every ounce is a step forward. Every ounce increases your safety net. And unlike stocks or crypto, silver doesn't require perfect timing. You're not gambling on charts. You're accumulating real money at a discount while the world is distracted, while the world is afraid. The 500-ounce blueprint is simple. Stack consistently, store safely, and understand where you're truly acquiring freedom. At 500 ounces, you're no longer at the mercy of inflation or financial chaos. You've built a fortress of real value, a war chest for uncertain times, and a launch pad for future opportunity. In a world where everything feels fragile, Physical silver gives you something unshakable. 500 ounces isn't only a stack, it's your bridge to financial freedom. But folks, as always, thank you so much for joining us for another evening, another episode of Silver Dad Knows. God bless you, God bless your household, and God bless America.